said we had to be a chef to cook like this? Today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to make this gourmet ribeye steak topped with creamy lemon Parmesan sauce, red mashed potatoes, and steamed broccoli. Make sure you watch the video to the end. I'm about to show you guys how to step your game up without a culinary degree. Let's get to it. All right, so before we get started, let's introduce the ingredients. Now, I try to keep it as simple as possible. I like to keep my ingredients very simple. Yeah, I still want to have a lot of flavor, but without using so many different seasons. So I narrowed it down for you guys so that way you can get the best ingredients without having to use so many ingredients, okay? You're going to need you some broccolini for this dish. I'm using broccolini. You can use any vegetable you want, but for this one, we're going to use broccolini, okay, for this dish in particular. You're going to get you 4 red potatoes. These are ribeye steaks. Get you 2 ribeye steaks. You're going to need Parmesan cheese. You can use the packaged cheese or you can use the fresh cheese. I just use the fresh cheese because it blends a lot better, makes it a lot creamier. It's just a better texture. And also the packaged cheese has that film around it that keeps it from sticking in the packages, but it also makes it hard for the cheese to melt, so it just clumps up really fast. I'm not saying you can't use it. I'm just saying if it doesn't come out the greatest and you use the packaged cheese, it's probably why. But I'll show you more once we get started. You're going to need you some butter. We're going to need some heavy whipping cream. And for the seasons, we're going to keep it between these 4. Pepper, salt, got lemon pepper seasoning. If you don't have lemon pepper seasoning in your area or for some odd reason you can't find it, just get a fresh lemon and then add pepper as well. Okay, it's just lemon and pepper. It's a lemon zest, but also with a peppery taste. So if that makes sense, it's more fresh. And then also you're going to have garlic powder. These are the ingredients. Now that we know what our ingredients are, let's get cooking. All right, so first things first, let's get the prep out of the way. The only thing we're cutting today are the potatoes. So first you want to get you 4 red potatoes. These ingredients will be enough for 2. Just treat it as a date night. So you just want to cut it like that. Cut it in half and then cut it in half again. We're going to go with that size. Cut it in half and then cut it in half again. Just like that. We're going to keep it simple. Down the middle, across the middle. And then we're just going to fill this up with water and we're going to cook it on the stove. We're going to cook them until they're soft, okay? So how you're going to be able to tell is you're just going to be able to stick a fork in them, and without applying too much pressure, the fork should be able to go all the way through the potato, okay? That's how you're going to know that that's done. It's pretty easy, pretty simple. We're not going to waste too much time on this part, but when it's time to mix the ingredients, I'll show you that part. All right, so the next thing that we're going to prep is our steak. Only thing you need for the steak is salt, pepper. When it comes to prepping for the steak, only thing you're going to need is salt and pepper, okay? So you're just going to add salt to both sides. Just give it a generous amount of salt. Thin layer of salt on each side. Also, you want to add pepper as well. This is coarse salt. I like using coarse salt. Sea salt to be exact because it contains less sodium than regular iodized salt. Then we're going to add some pepper, which is some coarse pepper as well. I'll make sure I list the ingredients in the description box or in the comment section, all right? So you can have the exact measurements so you can know how to. And then we're going to flip it over and we're going to do the same thing to the other side. And there you have it. All right, now that our steak is seasoned, both sides, it's time to start cooking it. One thing I want to add, guys, is that you want to make sure your steak is room temperature, okay? Whenever you're cooking steak on the stove, you want to just make sure it's kind of room temperature. So I have my steak sit out for about 20, 30 minutes. If you don't let it get room temperature, the outside will cook a lot faster than the inside. So the inside will be raw, but the outside will be very burnt. So you want to make sure that you let it get room temperature and you can't have any problems from there. You shouldn't have any issues from there. All right, so let's start the steak. After you're done seasoning your steaks on both sides, we're going to turn our pan on medium-high heat. And we're going to cook the steaks for about 4 to 5 minutes on each side for medium rare, or you can cook it to your own preference of doneness, okay? So I'm using olive oil. You can use any oil you like. You just want to spread it, just a thin layer of olive oil. You don't want too much on there. I'm not trying to fry it. I'm just trying to sear both sides. Remember, you want your eyes to be medium-high heat, so don't have it all the way up. You don't want to burn your steak. Once the oil starts to heat up, then we're going to add in the steak. All right, so once your pan is heated up, now you can hear the sizzling sound. Throw a little salt in there just to test it out. Once you hear that sizzle, then you want to add your room temperature steak to the pan. We're not going to touch it. We're gonna let these steaks sear for 4 to 5 minutes. You do not wanna touch it, all right? If you touch it, it's just gonna mess up the sear. All right, so approximately 4 to 5 minutes. So let's see how the side of the steak is looking. Have a nice charness to it. There we go. That's what it looks like after 4.5 minutes on medium-high heat. All right, so it's been another 4 to 5 minutes on that side. Let's see how it looks. Boom, that's perfect. It has a perfect sear. That's because we did not move the steak not one time on this rack, and we're gonna let it rest. All right, now for the creamy lemon Parmesan sauce. You're gonna add in your heavy whipping creamer. And you're gonna cook this on medium-high heat. The seasonings that you're gonna need is the lemon pepper seasoning, the garlic powder, salt, and one ingredient that I forgot, parsley. You can use dry parsley or fresh parsley, it's really up to you. I'm gonna use dry parsley just for this demonstration today. Usually I use fresh, but either way, it's gonna taste amazing. I've had it both ways. You don't want it to boil too much. You wanna turn it down and make sure you control the temperature. You wanna make sure it's on medium-high. Once it starts to loosen up and you start to see a little bubbles start to form, that's when you're gonna add in your seasonings. Now with seasoning the sauce, I just prefer that you season to taste. All right, so once you start to see those little bubbles starting to form inside the sauce, then we're gonna add in our seasoning. We'll add about a teaspoon of salt. You're gonna add in your garlic powder. You're gonna add a teaspoon of that as well. Then you're gonna add in lemon pepper seasoning. There we go. You see it starting to bubble a lot like that. We're just gonna break it down and stir it up. I'm gonna mix in all of those seasonings. Please taste your sauce and make sure you adjust the ingredients to your preference. You might want a little more than some of each sauce. Just make sure you taste it as you go so that way you can adjust the ingredients. It's okay if it starts to clump up a little bit. You can use a whisk. I think that'll help more with this process. Just use like a whisk to break it down a little better. It'll break down once it starts to heat up. This is why I wait for the sauce to heat up so it can break down all the seasonings. Then we're gonna add in some parsley. Since it's dry parsley, I like to just cook it in with it. But if it was fresh parsley, I would have put it in at the end. Just wanna turn the heat down. You don't want it to start to bubble over. And cook it until it thickens up. All right, so to thicken up the sauce, this is where the cheese come into play. So we're just gonna add our Parmesan cheese in there. Fresh Parmesan cheese just melts a lot better. It doesn't stick together. The packaged cheese just sticks together because they put a film on there that has that protects it from sticking together, but it also makes it really hard to melt. So the cheese just clumps up in the sauce. So try to get you some fresh Parmesan cheese if you can, or get some freshly grated Parmesan cheese. And you can put as much cheese as your heart desires. There we go. So it's a tower of cheese, and you just mix it in. This is a lemon pepper cheese sauce, and it's really good. People love this. And now I'm teaching you guys how to make it. Like I said, you just want to taste it and adjust the ingredients as you go. You want to keep stirring this sauce up just until it gets a little thicker. If you cook it too fast, if you boil it too fast, the sauce will separate. So if you want it to stay together just like this and keep this creamy texture, just make sure you're cooking it on medium-high heat. There you go. Just want to turn it off, and then you're going to place a lid over it, and you're just going to put it to the side. All right, so the broccolini, this part is easy. Keeping it simple, right? So in the pot of boiling water, you're gonna add some butter. We're gonna add you some salt. We're gonna add some garlic powder. This is to season our broccolini. When it comes to the broccolini, you just wanna bring the water to a boil, then we're gonna blanch it. We're not gonna boil it, we're gonna boil the water, then we're going to put the broccolini in it, and then we're just gonna let it sit for 2 minutes, and then we're gonna take it out. The broccolini's done. All right, you see? All right, so it's starting to boil. We're gonna put our broccolini in it. All right, just gonna place a lid on that, cut it off, and we're gonna let that sit in the pot for about 2 minutes. Wanna make sure it's fully submerged. All right, so when it comes to potatoes, you wanna make sure that the fork can go straight through it without applying too much pressure. So let's see. Just like that. You see, I didn't have to apply that much pressure, and it broke it down. That's how you know that your potatoes are done. We call this fork tender. So if they ever tell you, someone ever says like cook it until it's fork tender, this is what they mean. It should be able to stick a fork in it and go straight through it. Now, you can use a spoon or something like that, but if you fancy like me, you probably got one of these somewhere around. I'll smash it up. This is a mashed potato smasher, so. For the ingredients, you're gonna add some butter, gonna add you some parsley, some salt to taste, garlic powder. If you're cooking the exact amount that I'm doing, you can start out by using a teaspoon of each, and then it's adjusted from there. And then lastly, all we're gonna do is add some heavy whipping creamer. Now you wanna get the heavy whipping creamer. You don't wanna use half and half, you wanna use the thick. I use the thick heavy creamer. You can use half and half, but it's just more looser. If you want a more creamier, richer feel without having to use mayonnaise and stuff like that, if you wanna save a little money, there you go. All right, so you're just gonna add a little creamer in there. Just wanna make sure it's thick. You don't want it to add too much of the creamer in there because you don't want it to be watery. So you just wanna kind of combine it as you go. All right, gonna add a little bit more. All righty, you see that creaminess texture? It's the texture you're looking for. You're just gonna place a lid on that, put it to the side. All right, let's get that steak cut. First thing first, let's cut the steak. So again, we're gonna use this, don't get me wrong, but I'm all about presentation, right? Trim off that extra fat. I'm gonna get it down to the meat. You just wanna cut them nice little strips. Let me tell you something, guys. Always cut the steak, okay? Don't ever give somebody a whole steak to cut themselves. If you're cooking for somebody, be different in the restaurants. Cut it for them, okay? Because the right cut sizes on a steak can make a steak taste so much more better. Now remember, I told you guys, 3 to 5 minutes on each side, you're gonna get this. Sorry, there's a lot of fat in this one. This one on ribeyes. You're gonna get a more medium rare look. So that's how the inside of that steak looks. To me, perfect. I love this type of steak. But maybe you want yours cooked a little bit more done, then you'll go from there. Let's start plating. We're gonna add our steak. We'll put our steak here. And we're gonna go ahead and put a little mash on there. The broccolini down. There we go. Then you're gonna take some of that magical sauce. Just gonna give them a nice little, yeah. Tell them even though we not chefs, we cooks and we some really good cooks, so they gonna stop sleeping on us, all right? We don't have to go to culinary school to do this. You just gotta like cooking. Oh, can't forget we trying to impress people. We trying to impress people, so we gonna clean them edges off. We're gonna clean them edges off for them. We gonna say, and there you have it. Steak with a lemon pepper garlic Parmesan sauce on top, served with fresh red mash and steamed broccolini. Let me know what you guys think about this dish in the comment section. And if you have tried any of my dishes, just let me know what you think. Peace.